Hello, everyone. This week's discussion is the foreign and the familiar, and we have three questions that we have to discuss in this video. So I'm going to attempt to answer these questions. The first one is what is it that is comforting about finding the familiar in the foreign and why? Please cite an example from your text. What is comforting to me about finding the foreign and the familiar? It gives everyone a sense that we're all connected. If we go to the text and we look at the example of the Quran, which is first found in Spain, we can actually see that their representation of the Quran is basically what we in America consider as the Bible. It basically is the same thing, just in a different format. They see it as the written word of God, and they base their lives and principles off that, as many people do in America with Christianity. The next question is what is that? What is it that is uncomfortable about finding in the familiar, in the foreign, and why? Please cite an example from your text. If we go over to the chapters about Africa, Oceania, and the Americas, in Africa, people often use art to represent their culture, and you can actually see the lack of unity formed in American people, and also other countries, from the separation of everyone pretty much is trying to do the same thing. Uh, in Africa, they use paintings and art to represent what their culture is, and I feel that we do the same thing in American art. A lot of the art that we do is a representation of our culture and how we express and live our lives. So it's actually uncomfortable to actually find a difference in the two cultures when we're all, in essence, trying to seek the same thing and just represent our lives as we see it. The third is what, in your opinion, are the primary problems with using words like familiar and foreign, and how do your answers to questions one and two inform your response to this question? Basically, going back to the questions one and two, my whole thing is the separation of people in general. When we use words like familiar, that groups us in a certain category of people instead of listing everyone in the universe as a people as a whole. And foreign also does the same thing with separating other people and not incorporating art in general as a whole, not looking at it as a worldly view, but just trying to separate. And when you start separation, you do things like classifying who is better at this and who is not as great as this, and which art is better. I feel like if we're all as people representing each other in an artistic form, that shows an enlightened state that separates us from animals, and we should all come together to try to find the beauty in each art and find the familiarity in everything instead of trying to separate everything. That is my discussion for the day. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.